Alright, greetings everyone, this is Ronan Mac here, and there's been a lot of changes in my Minecraft world this week. You can see the bedroom has changed, basically because the whole house has changed. I've got a really nice skeleton picture here, sitting in a, whatever the heck that is, I don't know. Some bookshelves, I've got little woolen cozy seats so I can sit and look out the windows, relax, and have my tea in the morning. Good times there. So that's my bedroom, and this is the mostly finished giant mansion. I did a lot of work on this house and then decided I wanted to update my Better Than Wolves mod to the latest version. And while I was doing that, I figured I'd go ahead and install the Better Than Buildcraft mod, which I did. And you can see I've got some of the Buildcraft stuff here. This is going to be the next phase of my Buildcraft progression right here. And you can see I got a little bit of oil. The downside was I decided to save my, or keep my Better Than Wolves save game world, so all of the Buildcraft stuff, chiefly oil, is quite a ways away, and that's what that rail line is for, but I'll look at that here in a little bit. First thing I want to do is go ahead and craft my assembly table, which is going to enable me to make circuitry, or circuit boards. And I've already got it set up just so I didn't forget the recipe. Alright, that's my assembly table. I was kind of worried with the Better Than Buildcraft stuff. Some of it seemed like it might have ended up being a little bit hacky or cheaty kind of, but it didn't end up being that way because most of this stuff is very expensive to make, and I'm actually running around trying to find lapis and obsidian just to make these lasers here are what's going to shoot down to this assembly table and make the circuits. Okay, that's a redstone chipset. So hopefully my steam engines, these are both nether coal powered steam engines, if I turn them on, they're going to start cranking. Hopefully the lasers will have enough power once the engines get cooking. Not seeing any power yet. Now they're going, but I'm not seeing any electrical power. Huh. I've got intakes on both engines. Well, let me try taking one laser off here. See if it likes that better. Okay, I'm going to have to do some research here and I will be back in one moment. Alright, well, this happens a lot with this particular mod. I haven't been able to figure this out. It's been about 10-15 minutes since I stopped recording. I ended up building another steam engine, which costs a lot of resources. Either I've got something drastically hooked up incorrectly, or the steam engines simply don't generate enough power, which is a good reason to get more oil and refine that into fuel so I can make combustion engines. I did upgrade my conductive pipe to gold just to see if that would help, but it looks like they're generating power and it's not going down the conduit for some reason, and I don't know why. So that's going to be a problem to solve at a later date. I'm just going to go ahead and take this all apart, shut down the engines, and add that to my research to-do list. can see I've got quite a bit of stuff here. I've got wood engines. You know, this is my Buildcraft chest here. Just keep my other stuff there. Landmarks and path marks are things I can't use yet until I start making microchips and build some of the more advanced items, and then I'll show you that stuff when I get it, because it's going to be pretty cool. But it might take me a while to figure that out, because I'm a complete noob with Buildcraft, and Better Than Buildcraft actually runs a little bit different than the standard, from what I understand. One project that sort of works down here, these are solid transport pipes. My eventual idea is to get just 4 furnaces down here that all flow up into my chest. This is for ore smelting. So if I take my iron, put it in there, it's going to start cooking the iron off. Actually, I had these hooked up incorrectly at first, so they were hooked up to the top, which was drawing the raw ore out, which I don't need. I have to hook them up somewhere on the sides to get the iron to come off. But eventually I'm going to get a whole row of these going. These are regular mechanical engines. They're like the wood engines in regular Buildcraft, except they have to run on Better Than Wo's mechanical power. So I've got the axles running back there, powering both these engines. Very low power output on these, but they do run pretty much for free once you get a mechanical power source there. And with what I'm using for them for here, which is to just bring the iron, smelted iron ingots up to that chest, it works pretty well. So that's one Better Than Buildcraft thing I was able to get organized. I just have to lay out 1 iron each, otherwise it just throws stuff wherever it wants. That way I can get stacks as I go there. Been using up my iron and gold quite a bit, building my little train track to my closest oil source, and I think we will look at that next. This is the old train depot here. The train line is not complete yet, just because I am running low on iron and gold to finish laying the track, and I haven't even finished the monorail base there to get down to the station. But I did make a couple dispenser blocks. I'm using this just as a bing minecart dispenser. The day of complete failure. Okay, now it actually works, so that's great. So you can see I've got quite a bit of track laid here, but like I said, it's not complete. Once I get to the end here, if we look on the map, there's actually oil on the top left and the top right of this map, or at least past those points. So this straight ahead is actually going to end up being a two-way junction, so I can head off that way to get the oil that's actually in the ocean. That way there's 2 wells on that direction, but they're a little farther away than this one that I'm almost heading towards on my map, and it's going to become pretty close to the edge of the map here. I actually made a second map because I found an NPC village, and that's in the center of this map. Get my cart, and the track's going to go out this way, and this may actually end up being a two-way junction as well, just because I want to go straight ahead to where the NPC village is eventually, and play around with that a little bit, see if there's anything interesting I can do there. If it renders out, you can almost see dead ahead there. I put a little marker because the oil is right past that, so I'm pretty close to getting the base of the track laid all the way out there, and then I just got to lay the remainder of the track to get around to that side. Now I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm hoping I can run a water pipeline from there all the way back to my base to transport the either the crude oil, or I might set up a refinery by that station. But I'm thinking I'm just going to pump the crude to my base and then try refining at my home base once I can get some combustion engines built, which I may have to build just to get that laser to work also, but we'll see. Some pretty epic mountains down on this side of the map. And then, like I said, straight ahead there's actually two very large oil wells, but they're in the middle of the water, so it's going to be a little tougher to get to. I'll have to make like a Norwegian style oil derrick out there in the ocean. Alright, I'm going to get some stuff settled here and I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. Had to take a quick nap to get back to daylight here because I wanted to show you one feature of the updated Better Than Wolves mod. He titled it Redneck Fishing, and you could probably guess what that is, being, if you look at what's in my hand anyhow. All I need to do is find a pretty good sized body of water. And creeper and spider, 1 second. That skeleton was standing right in the shadow to avoid bursting into flames. I need to collect a fair amount of XP pretty quickly here because my compound bow is over halfway dead and I want to make a new one. Well, I didn't really want to do that, but hey. So if you're holding flint and steel in your inventory and you throw dynamite, it will automatically light it as you throw it. Not really useful as a weapon because it's hard to be accurate with it, and generally the mobs move out of the way. But like I said, you can do redneck fishing if the fish are cooperative today. Yep, just like that. I've only chucked one other stick of dynamite in the water before, but I think it averages 2 fish per toss, and it only works in fairly deep water. Doesn't work in the shallow stuff too much. Oh my goodness, look at all those fish. Okay, it's a little more than 2. Looks like if I chuck the dynamite even deeper, I get more fish. So, or maybe it gets more productive after the first throw. But certainly more entertaining than sitting there with the fishing rod. That's 4 sticks of dynamite. I got 14 fish. Not that I need them for food. I'd rather use the dynamite to make mining charges, to be honest with you, but I just thought I'd give you a peek at that little feature. I'm going to go pack this stuff up and then we'll move on to the next thing here. Alright, you might have noticed as I was wandering around that there is quite a bit of change in the exterior here. The top of the building isn't done yet simply because I need more mossy stone, and the small amount I have right now I'm saving for, or reserving rather, for block dispensers, because I may need those for some automation stuff. You can see I dyed my sheep, so I got lots of different colored wool coming here. I do need to get another pair of plain white ones, or get some soap and wash those too, but I've got plenty of white wool right now. May need more later, but we'll see. The kiln here is going to have to move. Oh yeah, and that's something else I forgot to show you. With the installation of the Better Than Buildcraft mod it enables what's known as hardcore bucket mode, which seems like a drag at first because you can't pour water out and make new source blocks. It just fizzles out just like that. So I can get buckets of water for recipes like making the cauldron and stuff, but can't use it for source blocks anymore. So those that I have in my saved world that were already placed and running water wheels and such will stay there, which is nice. But if I want to move water going forward, I've got to build pumps and pipes and transport the water with Buildcraft energy. Okay, I'm getting a pretty good stack of chickens here, so I'm going to turn that on and run it dry. Once again, I haven't done anything with my cows or pigs, just because I'm kind of suffering from Minecraft ADD at the moment. There's so many things I want to do that pigs and cows are taking a back burner. I haven't even finished making the switches for the dispensers to work on a push button yet, and eventually they're gonna be cordoned off, and it's gonna be like an automated thing like the chickens. I'm thinking it's going to be a little more difficult to do, but hopefully some of the Buildcraft stuff will help me with that once I get that going, but we'll see. Yeah, so I've got stone pillars which you can use the anvil to make. Pretty nice looking. Eventually there's going to be a little overhang on the top of the building that caps off the pillars, makes it look a little neater. And like I said, I want to get this moved, so I'm going to have to sacrifice that water wheel, but such is as it is, just because it's blocking off the front of my fancier looking house. And then this portal's going to have to get moved probably as well. I haven't decided yet. You can see I went with sort of a nether brick for my walkways and such. I don't remember if I had anything in here cooking. No. Kind of the drag of adding the Better Than Buildcraft is I need soul urns even more, not just for the soul forged steel, but for a lot of the conductive pipes and fancier things I need soul urns too. So you can see the pups in here all just sitting there waiting for food to drop and poop. I'm getting a pretty decent dung production because I've got them doubled up, one on each side, and I'm feeding them chicken just because with my PETA approved chicken killing factory, I'm getting a lot of raw chicken, and it's just as good as any other meat to feed the wolves so they poop. So that's what I'm going with right now. Nothing in there. Alright, I'm thinking I'm due for a trip to the Nether, so I might as well take you with me. I don't like taking my fancy tools to the Nether, and I've been trying to go in each time with 2 full axes and cutting as much blood tree stuff down as I can. I didn't show you this side. It took me hours to paint that, let me tell you. Sort of my homage to the Nether. This chest is just stuff that needs to be enchanted. So I've got a full suit of soul forged steel plate mail, but I'm not going to use that until I get it enchanted, and then hopefully I can get a high level for that bow, get something a little better than Power 1. Glowstone chandelier. I'm just trying to put paintings around as much as I can to make it look like a fancier upper crust sort of mansion. But let's head into the Nether, and you'll see not much has changed there, just because like the pigs and cows, I've got so many other things I'm trying to do. Chiefly get to some oil so I can get combustion engines going. Netherwort's still growing. I harvest that as much as I can when I get in here. That way I can be well stocked and make potions galore. But that little patch is doing me just fine, so I don't know that I'm going to expand that anytime soon. You can see the trees continue to take over. I think they're going to be everywhere. Every once in a while they grow into that lava streak and a huge fire starts. And then all these trees fall from the burning trees, and there's lots of screaming and wet, bloody tree sounds. But gross as they are, they make a really excellent means of harvesting a lot of wood quickly, so I think they're probably one of the coolest things of the very cool Better Than Wolves mod, that's for sure. So I'm going to chop down trees like a madman till my axes are worn out, and then I will be right back. Yeah, you can see once again they grew into the lava and a huge fire has started. More trees are going to fall, and their war on the nether is going to continue. They all scream and carry on, yell, holler. Waste resources, but these things grow almost as fast as they burn away, so I'm going to keep plugging away here. Alright, so I have got 2, almost 3 stacks of blood trees now, and you can see they're continuing to expand out. Eventually they're going to probably end up over that lava lake, but as I cut them they seem to get bigger. I am going to wear out 2 iron pickaxes as well, just gathering netherrack, because as I said I need tons of soul urns, so I'm going to have to start grinding this stuff up and processing that in mass quantities as well. So I'm going to go ahead and wear out these 2 picks, and then once I'm done with that I'll be right back. Alright, all my tools are pretty much exhausted. I've got a pretty good stack. I did manage to get some glowstone as well, so that's good. I really need to get some work done in the nether, as the ghasts are ridiculous in here. And I'd like to get it cleaned up a little bit, but don't have anything I don't need, I don't think, here. Don't need the saplings. And I'll take the rest with me back into the real world. Alright, and always recycle your tools. Especially now. One thing that's both frustrating and I really like about both of these mods is every piece of resource is valuable. So if you want to start building the cooler stuff, most of which I haven't managed to figure out yet, you have to really conserve resources. You need just about anything and everything you can find, up to and including the lapis, which in vanilla Minecraft is useless other than dye, but with these mods there's several things that you need it to craft. I don't know if I have any in here right now. Yeah, these redstone eyes, they're pretty expensive, but you need those to build a lot of the more advanced stuff, like the lasers and block dispensers like I had up there. So you can see I don't have very many soul urns going right now. I really need to get stacks and stacks of those to keep me advanced. These here are the breeding harnesses. Basically they hold cows or pigs or any animal in place, so you can have them not move yet breed to make babies, and can use those to grow up and slaughter to your leisure while the breeding pairs stay locked into place. But those are going to come into play later on once I get my automated pig or cow factories together. But for right now, the amount of leather that I'm going to need, the tan leather, I'm not getting enough leather, and what I'm getting I'm using to to build intake pipes and all the other fancy stuff that I need for all this Buildcraft stuff. So I'm going to get some of this inventory put away, and I will be right back. Okay, got all that stuff sorted out. Looks like night's about to fall. About time to harvest some wheat. Not everything's grown, but I'm out here, so I might as well get that going as well. Oh, is it still launching? Oh, I was in the nether. I usually wait until my hopper is full on top, or like halfway full of eggs before I kick this thing on. That's probably enough for now. Let them little chicks mature, and then maybe I'll end the video with the mass chicken slaughter once again. That'll be exciting. Chick, chick, chick. Still haven't worked this one out, but like I said, now with the hardcore bucket mode enabled, I really can't do a whole lot of moving and shaking with this thing because those source blocks behind the pistons are a very precious commodity these days. I'm going to end up eventually having to set up water pumps to pump water, but I'd like to hold that off as long as I possibly can. So I'm going to get this stuff put away and replant it here one moment. Alright, crops are replanted. I went ahead and knocked sugar cane down too, because it's good to have stockpiles of resources. I never know what I'm going to need. Go ahead and put my wheat harvest in here just to try to get a stockpile going there as well. But there is just so many things to do. It's hard to stay focused on one task at a time. Ugh. Yeah, I had one little interesting mishap with these pressure plates on the double doors here. I actually had them in a little bit and they were setting off my elevator because the circuit's exposed right there, and the pressure plates were making it go up and down and up and down, and then it broke. So I've got to make more platforms so I can use my elevator again, which kind of sucks, but I guess it could have been worse. I would like to get rid of this wall of furnaces and get this finished, but the issue I was having when they were both connected is sometimes the blocks would float up to the chest, and sometimes they would float across and go back down and then come back up and go down, and everything was getting lost. And I don't know if there's some sort of special sorting or a one-way pipe or something I can make, but I'll have to do a little research so I can get I'd like to get 3 or 4 furnaces hooked up for smelting and just put them right into the chest upstairs. This whole room is just woodworking. I moved my saw upstairs. Probably end up with 2 boxes. I'm getting a lot of dirt. Not so much gravel because I usually break that into flint and then use my sand to make glass, because I'm using a lot more glass with these piping and trying to build up a stockpile of tanks there. So eventually I can refine this down. Hopefully get this laser beam assembly table working so I can make circuits, and once I get circuits I can make some of the really cool Buildcraft stuff, but not there yet. Okay, I gotta be careful up here. Last time I came upstairs there was a creeper on the roof somehow. I don't know how he spawned up here because it's fairly well lit, but I put a guard dog on the roof just to protect me from such mishaps. So I do not know if a pipeline is going to work from way down there all the way up here, but I will find out once I get the resources together to finish this track. And then it's going to be even more monumental task of assembling enough waterproof pipe to travel that distance as well. And I don't know what kind of power I'm going to need to get It's going to be a lot of waterproof pipe. I've just been making it as I can. The waterproof pipes in the Better Than Buildcraft, you don't use cactus green to make. You have to use glue or slime balls and cook them in a stewing pot. So that's why I'm having trouble getting a big stack of tan leather to make those breeding harnesses, because I'm making as much glue. Usually when I get leather from the cows, about half of it goes to tanning and half goes to be rendered into glue. And I'm trying to get a stockpile of glue, so once I get to the point where I'm trying to get pipe together, then I'll have a little bit of glue to work with. And obviously I still need to finish construction on the outside of the house here. And like I said, I want to move that kiln, and probably going to end up building a double kiln with 4 turntables just so I can make urns as fast as my busy little hands can go, because I'm going to need a lot of them to get this Buildcraft stuff going. So I think that's everything I wanted to show you guys this week. Hopefully next week I'll get this stupid laser going. I may end up trying to run these engines in a series. I don't know. I've just started scratching the surface of this Buildcraft stuff, so as I learn it, my things should get more impressive. But overall, really pleased with this addition to the Better Than Wolves mod, the Better Than Buildcraft. Buildcraft itself seems like a awesome mod, but I think with the addition of the Better Than Wolves stuff, it works out really awesome. So happy with that install. And of course, like 2 days after I updated my Better Than Wolves, Flower Child made another update. I haven't installed that one yet just because I've been having so much fun playing that I don't really need to yet, but I may hook that one up because I think he made some tweaks to the mob spawning, so mob towers work a little better and experience farms work a little better, which has piqued my interest because I'm having a hard time getting high level enchantments on my stuff, and I would like to get a lot of XP to hit up my composite bow and my plate mail. So we'll see how that goes. Just going to watch another Minecraft sunrise, and we'll catch you guys next week with hopefully some even cooler updates. Thanks guys, take it easy. Oh hey everyone, I'm back. Really quick here, I did end up just real quick trying to set these steam engines up in like a series. So these 2 engines are basically aiding the power of this primary engine, which is generating a very weak laser beam. I think red is the best power. It looks like it's an underpowered laser right now, but it is working to make a redstone chip. So once it looks like the laser is only powered when that steam engine's turning green there, but even if it's working slowly, it is working, so I'm going to be able to get some more advanced chips made, and then hopefully that'll help me upgrade some of my stuff. So I did figure it out. It's just a little rough right now, and again, there probably is a better way to do this that I am not seeing yet, but I'm going to keep plugging away at this, and we'll see what we got next week. Again, thanks a lot, and we'll catch you all later.